Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Chelsea. Today I'm going to be showing you our new March to April morning basket. We don't always switch over right when the new month starts. I know a lot of people do, so they'll have just a February morning basket and a March morning basket and an April morning basket. But I just keep it fresh with whatever we're doing in school for that time. So we've just kind of wrapped up our ocean unit study. I don't think we're completely done. I still have a lot of books and I still have our folders for that, and we will continue to add more to those. But my kids were really anxious to start this new unit study, and we did spend a month on the ocean unit study, so we kind of like to go with the flow and do with what we feel like doing. And they were really anxious to start a new unit study that I'm just putting together myself over The Incorrigible Children of Ashton Place. We've read it already once before. We're on the second one for the second time right now, and it's the first one that we've done a unit study with. Before they were our evening read alouds, but my kids loved them so much, and there's so much you can pull from them to make a unit study that I just thought, why not? So we had reread the first one again as another evening time read aloud, and then I was like, why don't we just do this for school? So that is in our morning basket because we do read that in the morning. We just are doing a chapter at a time and then pulling stuff from it. So this is in our morning basket. And then otherwise there are two things you will recognize if you've seen any of my other morning basket videos, and that is our Action Bible Devotional and the Bible Explorer's Guide. We're really enjoying both of these things. The Devotion Bible, I feel like sometimes it goes through stories really quickly and skips over some stories that I need my younger ones to be learning. Like, my older ones might have already learned about it, my younger ones might not have yet, and this just kind of skips around and goes kind of fast. But this helps out a lot in that, because whatever this skips, this usually still talks about. So we're kind of using them as companions. This gives you a really brief summary of a story, and then we'll add on it through this. And I have shown this, I believe, in other videos, but it is kind of like one of those National Geographic books where it really shows you facts and real life places, and it puts, yes, the Bible's a real story, but it makes it seem even more real for kids to see, here's where it happened, here's what those people looked like, here's what that place looks like today, and all those things. So we do this every morning, and we're just going to keep doing the Action Bible Devotion. And my kids, my little ones, if they don't quite know enough about the story or stories get skipped, I'll just fill it in for them as best I can. And then when we go from here to something else, I might do something more aimed towards my little ones, because I like to make it fair. We do some things aimed towards little ones and then some things aimed towards big ones. Now in here, this is just a folder. This is something that I've used for my last two ones to learn their alphabet sounds, because I always teach the sound before the letter name. No, not always. For my last two I did, and I can tell you, for my 5-year-old, it helped her a lot in learning how to read. The fact that she just knew what they said. She could start reading before she knew the names of all the letters. And now she knows the names to all the letters too, and it was really easy for her to pick them up because she really understood what they were, if that makes sense. But this is Bible memory cards. So I have this in my morning basket. I did just keep it, it was in my 3-year-old's little school time basket, and I'd pull it out to have special school time with her when she wanted to. And then I got to thinking, I'm gonna pull this out and do it, because when I would do it, all the kids would stop what they were doing and listen, because you have your letter, and then everyone has a memory verse or a Bible verse. So my big kids would always stop and listen, and I thought, I'm just gonna do this. My big kids don't have to say the letter sounds and names, but they can be memorizing some Bible verses as we go along, and they'll just have extra verses in their little memory bank to pull out when they need them. So I'm gonna add that to my morning basket this month and see how that goes. Excited for that. And then with our unit study, we have grammar in that, and we're just doing it on our own in our notebook. I think I showed you in one of my vlogs how we put together the binders. Pretty sure I did. So I got this on Amazon, and I got another grammar book that's coming in soon. I will show you guys when it comes in. So this is just grammar and punctuation. So my oldest two are 12 and 10. They're already very good in grammar and punctuation, very well, right? So anyway, but I thought this will be a good refresher for some things for them, and then my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old can start picking up on stuff. So I put this in my morning basket. It'll be a resource for us during the day, especially for like my 8-year-old, and just if my 10 and 12-year-old need a reminder for something, it'll be a resource for them. But I also just want to like maybe read a page or two every morning and just kind of get that, you know, very well in their minds. So it tells you how to use the book when you first open it up. And then it goes into what is grammar and what is punctuation. And it talks about all the parts of speech. But then when you get into it, so you'd have, like, we could take, you know, one morning and read all about nouns. So it gives examples, and it tells you what it is and explains it. And then it goes into like common nouns, and then if you turn the page, proper nouns and abstract nouns. And this is something that I remember tripped up my older girls when they were learning abstract nouns. So this is cool to have good examples. And then it goes into singular and plural. And then it goes, you know, you start to get into verbs and subjects. So it just goes through all the things, adjectives and adverbs. I'm skipping a whole bunch in here. If you would like a review of flip through page by page, let me know down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to do that. I'll also try to remember to link this. So just statements, questions, noun phrases, prepositional or noun phrases, prepositional phrases. So anyway, I thought we could spend time and just read through this in the morning, and then they can also have it as a resource throughout the day. And then to go along also with our unit study, we're doing kind of like the Victorian era of England, London, England, or just any part of England. So we've got Who Was Queen Victoria, just from the library here. So in the mornings I will just read probably just a chapter. If they're really enjoying it, I'll do 2. But with these who was, what was, I usually just do, sorry guys, I'm talking really fast, a chapter a day, and that works. So, and I thought this was too funny. Off with their heads, all the cool bits in British history. So this goes back further than what I'm wanting to go back, but that's okay. I will just either skip up to where we need to be. We're starting some of these books tomorrow. We've been doing this unit study for a week, and we've just been doing other library books that I didn't show you guys, but I thought I would update you on our morning basket. So we're gonna start this tomorrow, and I think I'll just jump forward to the spot of history that we are learning about, so that, you know, we don't take too much time getting to where we need to be. We can always go back and learn previous history if we need to. Okay, so also for that, I just got this cute Victorian Life, and I have a whole other basket full of library books over this topic that they can pull out and use when they are notebooking, drawing, any of that stuff. So they have all the resources they need. These are just things we will read aloud together in the mornings. So we'll just read some from this each day. I'll show you all the things that it covers. Hope that's focusing. So yeah, it just looked really cute. Like all the pictures and drawings that it has. The Victorian kitchens, and it just has all kinds of really pretty stuff. So I thought we would just read a page or 2 every morning for the next, you know, week or so. And then I'll replace it with a different book. Itchy nose. Then I also have London. So this goes from Roman capital to Olympic city. And again, I'm not sure if I will start at the beginning. Like you can see, here's the timeline, and I do think we will study the timeline and maybe have them create their own. But then it goes way back in time. So I might skip up a little bit to where we need to be, and that's fine. But this has great pictures, like really detailed, so that looked fun to add. And then in the book we're reading, the chapter book for our unit study, they visit the British Museum. So I got this British Museum, London. And it has it broken down. Oh, look. It has one of those, you guys, where you put your little ticket. That's too cute. Okay. Anywho. So it has it broken down into sections of where you would find it in the museum. So we will just go through, and we're not going to read. This is kind of a big book. We will just go through and pick what looks interesting to us, read about that. If we want to study the artist, we can. We can try to do our own, you know, version of things, drawing and painting and all of that stuff. But I just thought it'd be fun to see, because like I said, the characters in our chapter book go there, and I thought it'd be fun to see what they saw. So we can look through that like we are going to the British Museum, because obviously we can't do that as a field trip. So, and then also science-wise, I have a whole bunch of wolf books, but this is the one I chose to put in our morning basket, and we will just read, you know, a couple of pages, maybe a section a day, and it just goes all through. It's Mission Wolf Rescue. So, and I got a whole bunch of them to use. We'll be doing other things. Ooh, gross. Other things in science as well, but this week I really just wanted to focus on the wolves. Like we're going to be doing steam engines, squirrels, oh, some engineering type things, all kinds of stuff. But this week I thought let's focus on the wolves, because I got a lot of wolf books. And then we are also right now memorizing, we worked on it all last week, The Wreck of the Hesperus. We've memorized the first 4 stanzas so far. It's pretty long. So I ordered this from Amazon, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I really like these poetry books. We have an Emily Dickinson one. So this is just his biography here, and we will read through that. And then it just has some really pretty illustrations for each poem. And I ordered this because I wanted to keep it on hand. My kids really enjoy poetry. My 10-year-old loves to like challenge herself by memorizing poetry. And I love how, because we're saying it all day long, even like the little ones will memorize bits and pieces. So we're on The Wreck of the Hesperus, and we had just been reading this off of my phone, and then my younger ones would read it off of their devices and do their copy work from their devices, and I thought, let's get a book. I like books. So you can see The Wreck of the Hesperus. It's, if you've never read it or heard it, I'm sure you have, but you can see it's pretty lengthy. This is still it, and then all of this page as well. So, and it's sad too, but in our book we're using as our, you know, where we're pulling all of our info from to do, they read that a lot in that book, and they memorize it in that book. Then they also go on to like Robert Burns and stuff, so we'll do that, but one thing at a time. So that's what I have in my morning basket right now. That's everything that's in there. I feel like it's a good morning basket. And then I was gonna show you guys, I can reach it. This isn't in my morning basket, but just to go along with the grammar, I got 2 of these so that I have enough for all my 5 kids. I had this before when my 2 older girls were little. So I thought that Liam and Violet would get a kick out of it right now, and my older girls are playing with it too and having fun. So it's silly sentences. So after we do our grammar part, we've just been coming over. I just got the grammar book, but before then, we've just been coming over. So I'm gonna start doing this. We'll read some of those, and then when the morning basket's over, we'll sit down and play with these. And you can tell if they're in like order in the sentence by if the tops line up. So like if it's straight, that means that you have kind of your parts of speech where they need to be, noun, verb, all that stuff. And if they don't match up, they're not. But you make them really funny, like the crocodile ate a clock, the frog jumped over a tree. So even my big girls are having fun playing with this, making funny sentences. And then what we'll do is we'll all make sentences, and then we'll like all quiz each other. We'll ask, well, where are your articles? Well, where are your verbs? And it doesn't have a lot. Like it has articles, verbs, nouns, adverbs, and adjectives. That's what it has. But for my 8 and 5-year-old, it's perfect. and then my big girls are having fun making silly sentences, or we'll go around and all make a sentence like to make a story, and it's just, we think it's funny. So these are from Amazon, and I guess I could show you what the cards look like. So this is not in our morning basket, but it kind of goes along with our morning time focus. So you can see, and then not everything has a picture. So you have like the, and then if it was capitalized, the puzzle pieces would be in different spots so that you can't put like a capital A in the middle of a sentence, or you couldn't put a smaller case A at the beginning of a sentence. And then each like prepositions have, so it has prepositions too, have pink at the top. All of the nouns will have this orange at the top. All the articles will have yellow at the top. And then the verbs have a color too. I think it's green. So that's how that works, and we've been enjoying that. If I remember, I will link that also. Pretty affordable on Amazon, and we're having a good time with it. So anywho, that is our morning basket for March. Some things just will probably be in there into April, like some of these smaller books won't be, but some of the longer books will be. And then I'll have some fresh new stuff in April to keep it interesting and fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.